Federal prosecutors called it a classic pill mill.
A now closed pain clinic in Lilburn that once attracted customers from as far away as West Virginia. The Fox 5 I-team was there when state and federal authorities raided the place 3 years ago.
Now, Fox 5 I-team reporter Randy Travis returns with the final chapter of this all too frequent story. Randy?
That's right, Russ and Lisa. Over the years, police have targeted certain pain clinics across Georgia, some chased here by tougher laws in other states. So are new laws in our state now making a difference? The year was 2013. The city was Lilburn, but those who battle pill mills say this could be any small town in Georgia. Dr. Williams, Randy Travis with Fox 5. They say you're running a pill mill here. Is that true?
That's not true, Randy. That's not true at all.
This one was sort of the classic pill mill.
Classic because of what the Fox 5 I-team witnessed ourselves 3 years ago. A parking lot jammed with out-of-state cars. Patients who say they paid $300 cash to get their pain prescriptions with barely any examination at all. Can you imagine a life without this medication?
No, I can't.
Patients like Sylvia Little.
If I take it too early, though, around my children or my grandchildren, it'll be like my head hanging between my legs because I can't hold my head up.
And perhaps the biggest red flag? The doctor himself. Well, you're a gynecologist, and yet I saw a lot of men walking into your office. How's that possible?
I no longer practice gynecology. I haven't practiced gynecology in over 3 years.
Why are so many people coming from other states? Are you that good a doctor?
Well, basically, I'll try. The biggest thing is this is a multidisciplinary clinic, and we treat a variety of patients.
Not anymore. Dr. George Williams pleaded guilty in federal court to drug trafficking and money laundering conspiracies. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison and must surrender his Georgia license to practice medicine. Two Florida businessmen actually owned and operated the clinic, not Dr. Williams.
He didn't run the thing, he wasn't the motivation behind it, and he didn't set it up.
But doctors are smart people. They should know if they're in the middle of a pill mill, right?
At some point, and I think Dr. Williams came to that realization.
Attorney Page Pate blamed Randy and Larry Webman, two brothers who will spend at least a decade in federal prison, for their role as owners. Pate says the law is unclear over how much pain medication a doctor is allowed to prescribe before crossing the line.
It's not that clear cut. It's not black and white.
Yet in this case, you had people coming from all over the East Coast to this one little place in Lilburn. That's got to be a huge red flag for a doctor, right?
It is a red flag, but the reality is these pain clinics are getting shut down, and there are folks that have no ability to go to a pain clinic in their home state.
Even in Georgia, though, authorities say it's getting harder to spot the pill mills. By law, any new pain clinic must be owned by the doctor. There's a special prescription drug monitoring program that tracks how much a patient uses and how much a doctor prescribes. And there's proposed legislation now that would make it easier for authorities to prosecute the outliers. Exposing pill mills requires intensive investigation. Drug enforcement agents made 36 undercover visits to Dr. Williams' clinic before they felt comfortable making this arrest. And this case was considered one of the easier to prove.
The truth of the matter is that prosecutions and jailing people is not going to solve the problem. But until we prosecute and convict some of the operators of the pill mills, the message isn't going to get across that we don't want that kind of business here in Georgia.
In all, 6 people from that Lilburn pain clinic are headed to federal prison, including a woman who falsely claimed to be a physician's assistant, but never actually attended the medical tech school she put on her resume. So quite the group there, Russ and Lisa.
You talk about 36 undercover visits. That's an amazing investment. Now, you say there's no hard and fast number at which, this many pills becomes a pill mill?
No, you have to take the whole thing into account, the number of people who are showing up there. Dr. Williams saw 60 people at a time in a day. It's a lot of people.
Really?
So it all added into that. But Page Pate, the attorney we talked to there, he said he's representing 3 other doctors who face similar charges in unrelated cases. He says they're all going to plead not guilty because there is not a clear line between what is a legitimate pain clinic and a pill mill. Although in this case, it certainly doesn't seem like there's any doubt.
Randy Travis, thanks.
Thanks, Randy.